Taylor Williamson with Kansas Wheat joins us. Taylor, let's now maybe turn our attention to trade. Obviously, I would guess as you talk to your members of KAWG and farmers as you're out in meetings, that is probably, other than the weather, the biggest concern is a market for wheat.
Yeah, especially with USMCA, the new agreement to replace NAFTA. That's a big one. Mexico's our largest wheat buyer, and Kansas exports about 50% of all of our wheat. So it's vitally important that Congress get USMCA pushed through and make sure that we're not losing, market share to some other country. That's the really big one.
What are you hearing as far as getting a vote? One of the hang-ups was a vote being taken in Mexico. That has now been done. Will the possibility of getting it done before the August congressional break, is that maybe our best possibility?
So Congress always works best when there's a deadline. I think we've heard some optimism from some of our offices that they know just how important this is to farmers, and there's been a lot of correspondence back and forth just letting them know that we need this done. And I think there's some optimism depending on who you talk to, but maybe that August deadline they can get pushed through. This ITC report that reported that exports would increase by 1.1% on ag, that was positive. We were a little bit nervous that maybe it would come back with a less rosy outlook, but I think that'll help.
Well, the USMCA, of course, is kind of NAFTA 2.0 or a new version of that North American trade agreement. But as we're speaking, there's still maybe a little consternation with our friends in Canada about some other issues, which kind of spills over to China. China has just been a big market overall for all U.S. commodities.
Yeah, and the WTO just ruled in favor of the United States on a tariff rate quota case. It would open up roughly 9.6 million metric tons of wheat to go into China, which would actually make it the second largest importer in the world. That was a big win, and there's a lot of hoops to jump through to make sure that gets fully administered and implemented, but we're very hopeful on that, and that would represent a big win for us as well.
Other things that you've been working on as far as the trade front, Kansas still one of the leaders when it comes to trying to set wheat policy and trying to make those connections.
So Brazil as well had a TRQ that we worked on a lot. It has 750,000 metric tons that we were working to get opened up to let into the Brazilian market, and that got accomplished. Now it's a matter of implementing it once again, and we're in prime position over the next few months to fill that if it'll actually get opened up. That's a big one for us.
But the bottom line is we need to make sure we have some good growing days as this week kind of finishes up, because we're anticipating, finally a good harvest.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Some cool days would knock this harvest out of the park.
All right, Taylor, we appreciate the time, and first time through did great, so we'll be talking to you again.
Thank you.
Taylor Williamson with Kansas Wheat has joined us. We'll have more coming up. Stay with us.